This will be a video on Philip Duclos's odds and ends hit and miss engine. The engine is over here, and I think you've seen it before. It's a great running engine, and the plans for it are in the same book that with the 6-cycle oddball was. So if you have this book, you're all set. I made a few changes to the engine, and come over here a second, Jim. One of the changes was I added this hopper, and I also added the cylinder head, and I moved the valve chamber forward onto the cylinder head. It makes it easier to take apart. It actually, I think it makes it easier to build. And it certainly looks a heck of a lot nicer with this water hopper on it here instead of the square one that he had. But the engine is exactly the same. It runs the same. It has the same compression ratio, and almost all the parts are the same except I added this and that. The first thing we're going to do is just the base of the first video, and I've already cut the pieces. These are 3 inches wide. It's a standard extruded aluminum, and I'm going to take and square the ends and make them both the same length. So as I did on the other engine, I'm making 2 of them so that I can make one part ahead and know exactly what I'm doing. So I have 2 bases here, and I'm going to make them the same length by squaring them at the same jig. First I have to set up a stop, which this is my quick stop here. I keep this on the lathe most of the time. I can lock this. Okay. I'll put both pieces in there. They're all squared on one end. I'll square the other end. Bring this up. It hits. Okay. Nose to left, flush. There we are. Now they're flush, and I just have to take a little skim off this end. There we go, one more cut. Now they're all squared up in exactly the same length. They're probably not exactly the length he's calling for. I think he called for 8 1/4. Yeah, they were 32nd over. Not even a 32nd, I think. Yeah, about a 32nd over. But that won't matter as long as they're the same. Because the next thing I'm going to do is drill the holes in them. And I've already put the bluing on there. And we'll show you that. This is a copy of the print out of the page. And I had to change a few dimensions because what they're calling for is a piece of angle iron here, and that bolt goes into an angle iron. But on this, we're just going to mount them square over the sides. These are the sides here. It's going to mount square on like that. So the holes actually get moved. So they're 687 from the edge. So I'm going to mark those holes. And first I've got to put the long line on them. And this is the bottom, obviously. Need my little squarer. Now, the sides, you see, I have bolted, I put a block in between them, and I've got them exactly 2 inches apart. And I'm just going to check that on the line, get a visual check. It is in the center, so that looks good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark where they go here. The only one that's really important is this one because you have to drill other holes up through the middle of them. So you want to make sure that this one is pretty much where it belongs. These you could put them anywhere. But I'm going by their dimensions. So we're going to go 1 1/2 from the end.
25.
The next one is at 4 1/8. Then the last one is at 675, 6 3/4. And this being a 6-inch gauge, I have to shim that with a block. So now I got a 7-inch height gauge. So like I say, these holes, except for this hole here, can be pretty much anywhere as long as they're good and strong. So we'll go prick punch all these, clamp them together. So I'll only have to prick punch one side of one. Yeah. Good. Not quite right. Right there. I'm put a little clamp on this to hold it in the same place when I have to switch it around a little bit. Okay. So these are going to have a number 8 screw in them, and I have some number 8 Allen head screws, so I'm going to use an Allen head, and I'm going to counterbore them. So what I usually do is I measure the counterbore lead in, and it's exactly 161. So that's what I'm going to try the hole and see if this will fit into it. It's a number 20 drill. I'm going to counterbore this one while I get the bottom side up, and then I'll take it off and do the second one. Probably have to add more oil. These take a lot of oil. We'll see what happens. The counterbore you have to run really slow. I got to set it up here. I got to set up my dial indicator. Now I think I can make it work. That's there. Lock this. Turn this up and lock this. That's 0. That's 0 now. I'm going to go in 170. $50. 100, yeah. Needs a little more oil. $170. Okay. You can just check it this way. That's plenty deep. Lots of oil. 50, 100. So I'm going 170 deep on these. That's about the width of the head, just a hair over. We tested one, I think we showed that. So this step, what I'm going to do is round over this edge all the way around this on all four sides. Now, you don't have to do this. I happen to have a round over bit, so I do it. You could just file it in there, or you can leave it sharp if as sharp as you want it. You can just take a file and run it across there. It doesn't matter. This is only for looks. Let's go to the middle and see how it is. It looks pretty good. It's within 5 thousandths all the way around. For a piece that size, that's pretty doggone good. That's hardly moving. So, this handy little round over bit, and I'm going to go all around all four sides with that. Go down to the biscuits. I want to do that right here because that part gets taken away. Okay, then I'm going to turn it in. So the next thing I got to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper and run over this and see how that came out. As you can see, this has one line, and this side was loaded with lines because this is an extrusion. So I have to sand that out of there eventually, but I won't do that now. You can see that I need finer paper for one thing, but this will get a good finish on it eventually. So the last thing we're going to do is put an indent or a cut in this corner and then put the hole through to mount the engine down to the wooden base. Here is a 7/16 end mill, which I think would be just about right. I'm going to check it with the other engine. I'm sure that's what I used before, so we'll try that again. So that's a 7/16, so it's 7/16 this way and that way, but I'm going to put some marks on there so I can follow that. So I'm going to set the height gauge here at 437, which is 7/16, and mark those and just do it by eye. Okay. And I just want a tiny mark. I don't want to go in very deep with these. Because the marks will show if I don't take them out. So the depth of these doesn't mean anything. It's just for looks. So I'm going to probably go about 50 thousandths deep on those to see what they look like. I'll do one. Okay. And they come down 50. See how it cuts. Make sure everything's tight. I think I'll go just a little deeper on that. Maybe go another 25. Maybe 75. Looks good, plenty deep. I'll do the other side. So if you have a set of these center punches, you can just put that on there and line that up with the two edges and tap it, and you've got the exact center. Two edges and hit it, then trying to mark that for a prick punch mark, and it's close enough. Just going. You can either use the inside or the outside edges. Just tap it. You've got your hole right where you want it. Okay. So now I'm going to figure out what screw I want to screw this down with. And it'll just be a wood screw. So I got to get that out, and then I'll make the hole that size. So actually what I did on this one is I used a bolt, and that looks like a number 5, pretty sure. So I'm going to just copy this because I think that looks better with a good bolt on it instead of a wood screw. And I've probably got an insert that's epoxied into that. Number 5 bolt that I use, so that's a 1/8. The 1/8 hole is a good clearance for that. So there it is with a number 5 bolt and a washer. And what I will do is I will paint that bolt the same color as this, so it'll look like it was installed before it was painted, but I'll actually paint those separately. So I'm going to deburr all these holes, and I made a mistake on the last thing. I said I was going to paint it. I'm actually going to powder coat it. I can't get paint out of my head, because I painted things for years, but now I usually do powder coating. I love it. It's much easier to use, and it's not so smelly, and it's quick. It dries instantly. Okay, so there's the base finished. Just have to finish sanding it and get that streak out of there, and then I can powder coat it. It would be finished. So in the next video, I'm going to show you what I did here, and these are the two sides. I'll show you what I did with the block of wood and so forth, and we'll attach those and we'll cut them out and drill and tap them. That'll be the end of the first video for the odds and ends hit and miss by Philip Duclos. And like I say, it's in the same book, so I'll be doing this next week. We're trying to shorten the videos up a little bit and show the same amount of information and so forth without showing so much of doing it, more how to do it. And if you have any suggestions for us, we'd love to hear them, because we're trying our best. So if you have some suggestions, feel free to yell at us or whatever. Thank you very much for watching, and please, if you liked what you saw, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy them.